Good morning students, hope you all are fine. This side Ajay. Now today we start with the last module of the chapter equality. How can we promote equality? We have already noted some of the basic differences among the socialists and the liberals on the most desirable way of achieving the goal of equality. While the relative merits and limitations of each of these points of view are being debated the world over, we still need to consider what principles and policies might be considered necessary for pursuing equality. Specifically, we need to consider if the use of affirmative action is justified for purposes of bringing about equality. This issue has raised a lot of controversies in recent years, and we will discuss this issue in the following section. Number 1, establishing formal equality. The first step towards bringing about equality is, of course, ending the formal system of inequality and privileges. Means no special facilities or rights given to any particular class or people. Social, economic, and political inequalities all over the world have been protected by customs and legal systems that prohibited some sections of society from enjoying certain kinds of opportunities and rewards. Poor people were not granted the right to vote in a large number of countries. Market women were not allowed to take up many professions and activities. The caste system in India prevented people from the lower caste from doing anything except manual labor. In many countries, only people from some families could occupy high position. Manual means working by hands only without machines. Attainment of equality requires that all such restrictions or privileges should be brought to an end. Since many of these systems and the law of the land should stop protecting these systems of inequality, this is what our constitution does. The constitution prohibits discrimination on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. Underline. Our constitution also abolishes the practice of untouchability. Most modern constitutions and democratic governments have formally accepted the principle of equality and incorporated it as identical treatment by law to all citizens without any regard to their caste, race, religion, or gender. Next, equality through different treatment. However, as we noted earlier, formal equality or equality before the law is necessary but not sufficient to realize the principle of equality. Sometimes it is necessary to treat people differently in order to ensure that they can enjoy equal rights. Certain differences between people may have to be taken into account for this purpose. For instance, disabled people may justifiably demand special ramps in public space so that they get an equal chance to enter public buildings. Or women working in all centers at night may need special protection during the journey to and from the center so that their equal right to work may be protected. These should not be seen as infringements of equality but as enhancement of equality. In this way, we can protect women also and other caste peoples also, and we should give them equal facilities also, recognition also, and give them importance. And one this picture already highlight from the cartoon. To ensure a fair selection, you all get the same test. You must all climb that tree. It's not possible, guys. Clear? You can see that from the picture also, that everybody have different aptitude, different skills. It's not possible that everybody can climb this tree through this cartoon. From the picture that the animal those will present there, it's not everybody's task that they can climb the tree, but the thing is that here we can do it with the different means. To purpose of this behind is that we have to be use it strategy, and the thing is that we have to change the system. Make a list of all the facilities that students with the various kinds of physical handicaps would need to learn as any other student. Which of these facilities are available in your school? You have to be mention it. Like for example, you can see that for handicaps, lifts are provided, ramps are there. They because they have problem regarding if they want to be go upstairs. So here we can see that what kinds of differences hinder access to equal opportunities and what kinds of policies may be pursued to overcome these hindrances are questions that are being discussed in almost all societies today. Some countries some countries have used politics of affirmative action. Affirmative means positive steps we have to take to enhance equality of opportunity. In our country, we have rallied on the opportunity. In our country, we have rallied on the policy of reservations. In the next section, we will attempt to understand the idea of affirmative action, underline and understand some of the issues raised by specific policies within the framework. Now here we have to be know about affirmative action. It means that based on the idea that it is not sufficient to establish formal equality by law, when we wish to eliminate inequalities that are deeply rooted, it is necessary to take some more positive measures to minimize and eliminate entrenched forms of social inequalities. Most policies of affirmative action are thus designed to correct the cumulative effect of past inequalities. Affirmative action can, however, take many forms, from preferential spending on facilities for disadvantaged communities such as scholarships and hostels to special consideration, admission to education institutions and jobs. In our country, we have adopted a policy of quotas or reserved seats in education and jobs to provide equality of opportunity to deprived groups. Underline weaker section. And this has been subject to considerable debate and disagreement. Other people disagree with that why special rights given to them. The policy has been defended on the ground that certain groups have been victims of social prejudice and discrimination. This is the statement to prove them from the opposite side in the form of exclusion and segregation. These communities who have suffered in the past and been denied equal opportunities cannot be immediately experienced with others on equal terms. Therefore, in the interest of creating an egalitarian and just society, they need to be given special protection and help. Special assistance means help in the form of affirmative action is expected to be a temporary or time-bound measure. In it, we can cover about the question whether treating people differently can ever lead to greater equality. Critics of positive discrimination, particularly policies of reservations, they invoke the principle of equality to argue against such policies. They contend that any provision of reservations or quotas for the deprived in admission for higher education or jobs is unfair as it attributedly denies other sections of society the right to equal treatment. They maintain that reservations are a form of reverse discrimination, and they continued with the practices that the principle of equality questions and rejects. Equality requires that all persons to be treated alike, and where we make distinction mean different between individuals on the basis of their caste or color, we are likely to reinforce caste and racial prejudices. For these theorists, the important thing is to do away with social distinctions that divide our society. In the context of this debate, it is relevant to draw a difference between equality as a guiding principle of state policy and equal rights of individuals. Individuals have a right to equal consideration for admission to educational institutions and public sector employment. But competition should be fair. Sometimes when competing for limited seats or jobs, people from deprived strata, means community, may be at a disadvantage. The needs and circumstances of a first generation learner whose parents and ancestors were illiterate are very different from those who are born into educated families. Members of excluded groups, whether they are Dalits, women, or any other category, deserve and need some special help. To provide this, the state must devise social politics policies which would help to make such people equal and give them a fair chance to compete with others. The fact is that in the spheres of education and health care, India has done far less for its deprived population than what is due. Inequalities in social education are glaring. Many poor children in rural areas or urban slums have little chance to attending schools. I already cleared that for this government provided them midday meal schemes, and many other schemes are also policies to impart them education, to tell them how important education is for their life, to improve the structure of our society. So social and economic inequalities of this kind hinder means creating problem the pursuits of equal opportunities. Most theorists today recognize this. What they contest is not the goal of equal opportunity but the policies that the state should pursue to achieve that goal. Should the state reserve seats for the deprived communities, or should they provide special facilities that can help to develop talents and skills from an early age? So guys, this whole module regarding affirmative action is that in India they are giving special status to the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe to overcome them from the inequality, to protect their status, to treat them equally. So here in last, which points are highlighting different or special treatment may be considered to realize the goal of equality, but it requires justification and careful reflection. Clear? So you can see that the caste system and practices like apartheid, skin differences, liberals views, Marxist views, socialist views, feminist views, we have to be work on it, we have to be add in it. So here let's think, it means that some situations are there where special and different treatment important, like working women should receive maternity leave, those who are pregnant they need it. Clear? A school should spend money or buy to buy special equipment for the students or those who are blind. Clear? Then Geeta plays brilliant, for example basketball, so the school should build a basketball court for her so that she can develop her skills further, to be giving their marvelous interest in that field, and feel proud to their parents and the society and for the school also. So all these facilities should be provided in the schools also. Like G's parents want him to wear a turban in school, Irfan's parents want him to pray on Friday afternoon, so the school should not insist that Jeet should wear a helmet while playing cricket, and Irfan's teacher should not ask him to stay back for extra classes on Friday, because these are the major things. Like if the person already having wearing the turban, then it's already clear that they should free from wearing the helmets. Clear? So to give the importance to the religion also, and for the facilities also, these are important. These things are acceptable. These are not inequalities with other class. Many of these issues relating to the pursuit of equality have been raised by the women's movement in the 19th century regarding their rights, means to get them right to work, education, and other things, like if they want to be live their life on their way, what profession they want to be choose, where they want to work, everything provided to them also. And here as last we can see that as we deliberate on issues of equality and examine whether different treatment is warranted in a particular case, we need continuously to ask ourselves, because society becomes by us, because we are living in a society, so we have to set such norms where we have to be overcome from these inequalities, or we live with these inequalities. Case we need continuously to ask ourselves whether different treatment is essential to ensure that a set of people can enjoy the same rights as the rest of society. Question must aware means, however, be exercised to see that different treatment does not yield new structures of dominance and oppression, or become a means for some dominant groups to assert special privileges and power in society. Different treatment is intended and justified only as a means to promoting a just and egalitarian society where everybody lives happily, healthy, and giving respect to other rights also, and not show them that they are poor and they belong to lower caste. So all such type of things we have to be worked together. It's not only a work or duty of a government. As a active citizen, it's our also duty while living in a society. If we want to establish egalitarian society, we can, and we can overcome from all inequalities which mentioned in this chapter. Thank you so much guys. Take care and go through the full chapter.